স্টার্ট করতে গেলে আমাকে কিন্তু বলতে হবে প্লিজ স্টার্ট না একটা শব্দ বলবো হ্যালো ডিয়ার স্টুডেন্টস let me welcome you to my online class and really we are happy that very soon our government is going to declare all the educational institutions open. You are waiting eagerly to attend our classes physically because you know online class is very interesting, no doubt, but since you are far from us, we can't see you in front of us, so normally it raises a lot of communication gap, meaning if I ask you to share my conversation, my speech, or if I ask you anything instantly, then I'm not going to have any answers from you. For example, if I ask you, do you understand? There is nobody to answer me. So this is one of the biggest problems. However, because staying home should be benefited, and you know learning has got no ending, and especially your subject English. It's an international language, and every day you have to learn certain thing. I have already given you a statement that your attention and seriousness are inevitable, meaning attention and seriousness equal to concentration. No concentration, no benefit, because exerting our talents, or if you like to enhance, increase, widen, expand your creative faculties, you need to apply concentration. Concentration is the outcome of your being serious. I mean, your seriousness depends on your concentration, your attention, everything. So this is an optimistic sign that Corona is going to be collapsed gradually, and in this pandemic situation, not only you, the whole world has suffered a lot. We the teachers, without students, we are of no use. We feel, dismayed, disappointed coming to the campus because you are our lifeblood. So in that view, your presence and especially your attention is a must. In fact, there are two types of grammar in every language. One is theoretical grammar and other is practical grammar or situational grammar. Here in your syllabus, ACC syllabus, mostly it deals with, I think, practical grammar. Although there are different kinds of elements, some traditional, grammar items, for example, narration, changing of sentences, okay, filling the gaps. And filling the gaps are so many. So there comes, the question number 9, especially question number 9, it deals with modifier. Now, this modify, this is the, this is modify. In Bengali, poriborton kora. So what is noun? You can say modification. This is TION, always noun. Okay. সংশোধন করণ. In Bengali, if you find, the additional koron, like this modification, amplification, সম্প্রসারিত করণ, modification, সংশোধন করণ, modified. Okay, this is সংশোধিত. I mean, this is past participle. Okay, or to modify infinitive. Or modify. Here, modifier. Modifier. I mean, what is modifier? Something or somebody that modifies. However, there is nothing to get disheartened. This question is very interesting. In fact, you have to fill in the blanks using or giving suitable word. normally, for example, use of infinitive. For example, the question normally comes, use infinitive. Use infinitive. Let me give you an example. Okay, for example, this is Kumilla board, okay, 20170. Let me give you an example. But it is not easy. Here in the bracket, a big sentence. For example, use modifier or infinitive phrase like this. Use infinitive phrase. Infinitive phrase. What do you mean by infinitive phrase? Normally, 2 plus verb. 2 plus verb phrase. For example, to attend the class, to learn something, to appreciate somebody for his or her achievements like this. Here, this question, but it's not easy, dash, a balanced diet. Now, what we can use for this blank space? Because we have to use certain meaningful. এমন একটা শব্দ ব্যবহার করতে হবে. Normally, it's not easy. This is adjective. So after that, we have to use 2 plus something, 2 plus verb. With reference to this conclusion, a balanced diet. Now, what are the things? I mean, out of conjecture, আন্দাজে কোনো কিছু দেয়া যাবে না যে it's not easy, but it's not easy, এটি এত সহজ নয়. A balanced diet, একটা balanced diet, তাহলে we have to use something অর্থপূর্ণ, meaningful. কি করতে পারি? For example, answer may be different. Okay, for example, we can use it's not easy to maintain. To maintain অর্থাৎ পরিচালনা করা, মেনে চলা. This is maintain. It's not easy to maintain a balanced diet. We can use, if we don't know maintain, follow. The meaning is same. It's not easy to maintain. This is 100% correct. To follow a balanced diet. This is 100% correct. Or if you would like to give other words, for example, you can say to continue, অব্যাহত রাখা. It's really very tough. I mean, it's not easy to maintain a balanced diet, to follow a balanced diet, to continue a balanced diet. Or you can use, if you have mastery, command. These are 100% correct. তোমাদের মধ্যে প্রশ্ন আসতে পারে, স্যার, in the answer script, I mean in the test paper or guidebook, only one is written. No, it doesn't mean that you have to use only this to maintain. On the basis of the meaning, with reference to the conclusion, because from the beginning to the end you have to read the sentence. প্রথম থেকে শেষ পর্যন্ত সেন্টেন্সটি বুঝতে হবে. In view of that, accordingly, সেই অনুসারে you can use infinitive, I mean 2 plus verb, which is suitable to be used to focus the real meaning, exact meaning. এটা বোঝা গেছে, I think. Or you can say, if you say, I would like to use to carry on, yes, we'll give you marks. পরিচালনা করা, অব্যাহত রাখা, চালিয়ে যাওয়া, to carry on a balanced diet. It's not easy. Because whenever there come different rules and regulations, then you need to be sincere. Without being sincere, without being serious, without being attentive, without being particular about that very thing, you can't be as you desire. So these are the things. You can also, if you say, I would like to use some other infinitives. It's not easy. Okay? It's not easy to get used to. This is also 100% correct. But it's not easy. কিন্তু এটি সহজ না to get used to, অভ্যস্ত হওয়া, to get habituated to get accustomed to a balanced diet. So a lot of options are there. If you understand what do you mean by modifier? Modifier in Bengali, যে সংশোধক, you don't have to seek the Bengali meaning. First, you must know what is sought, what is asked. কোনটা চাওয়া হয়েছে। যদি infinitive চাওয়া হয়, so on the basis of the whole sentence, you can use suitable infinitive. So এই প্রশ্নটি এসেছে কুমিল্লা বোর্ডে 2017 in the final exam. So you got a piece of information here. Because infinitive, I think we should start modifier with the easy examples. Better to start with easy so that you can reach the hard. Okay. Another example, it was same Kumila board, but 2016. What is it? We decided in the idyllic, very impressive, snigdho monorom, whatever you say, island for a couple of days. For a couple. Yes. Now, do you understand what is phrase? Phrase হচ্ছে একটা বা দুটো শব্দ, বাক্যাংশ। Phrase is not never a complete sentence. Phrase কিন্তু কখনো কোনো পুরো বাক্য নয়. What do you mean by বাক্য or sentence? Sentence means a sentence must have a subject. সেটা noun হতে পারে, pronoun হতে পারে, and verb, then extension or object, whatever you say, with a full stop. That is called a sentence. Clause key, clause may be a small, very tiny, little sentence. I go. This is also an example of clause. In a sentence, there may be two clauses or more clauses. But phrase means বাক্যাংশ. This is the appropriate exact Bengali translation. Okay? So এখানে আমরা এই প্রশ্নটি এসেছে কুমিল্লা বোর্ডে 2017। Modifier. কোন modifier? Infinitive phrase. Use infinitive phrase to fill in the blank. We decided in the idyllic island for a couple of days. For a couple of days, এটা একটা সুন্দর phrase. It means দুদিনের জন্য. A couple of days. Normally, couple refers to two things or two persons. Couple means it's a singular word, not couples. But couple means two persons or two things. However, for a couple of days, দুদিনের জন্য. So we decided, infinitive, to plus verb use করতে হবে. We decided. Now what you can say? It doesn't mean you have to memorize. Rather, brainstorm, exert your faculties, your imaginative, pieces of images. Try to think more, because thinking is one kind of innovation. Arabic যেটা হয় ad-darurat ummul ikhtara'iya. মানে ইচ্ছা থাকলে উপায় হয়। So we decided, what you can say here? We can say we decided normally আইল্যান্ডে তো থাকতে হবে, we decided to stay. To stay থাকা, অবস্থান করা. We decided to stay in the idyllic island for a couple of days. Or we can say this, sir, I write something different. To stay 100% correct. থাকা, অবস্থান করা. Or you can say to live, no problem. বসবাস করা. We'll give marks, no doubt. To pass some, for a couple of days, to pass. No, you can say to stay is better. To live. I think you don't find so many options in this regard. To enjoy, you can say we decided to enjoy, but to stay is better, because if you happen to visit any island, any unknown place for a couple of days, for 2-3 days with your friends or family members, you're supposed to stay, you know. Another, this is Chittagong boat. Okay, Chittagong boat. Chittagong boat. Most of them agreed. Okay, this is simple past tense. Most of them agreed. Now we have to use modifier, I mean infinitive phrase. Infinitive phrase modifier. There, most of them agreed. Tense. Now what is the meaning? Because it refers to a story of a fox, okay, who was going through a jungle and he happened to got entrapped. একটা শিয়াল একাই জঙ্গলের দিকে যাচ্ছিল এবং সে খাঁচায় ফাঁদে আটকা পড়ে, and at that moment his tail was cut off. তার লেজটা কাটা হয়ে যায়. You know the story. So he tried his best to convince other foxes to cut or to be like him by cutting their tails, and he explained to them a lot about the demerits, the negative impact of having tails. যে এই যে লেজ রাখাটা এটা খুব খারাপ জিনিস, এইভাবে he delivered a lecture, speech, laconic speech, interesting speech, to get them convinced তারাও যাতে কাটে, তাদের লেজ কাটে. তো এই tails, their tails মানে সেই শিয়ালদের লেজ. So now most of them agreed, মানে অধিকাংশ, most of them means অধিকাংশ in Bengal, because you must know the meaning of the words, phrases, otherwise you can't use it. For example, you are going to memorize some vocabulary without having the translation, without knowing or understanding the meaning. It's useless. It's like building in the castle. বাতাসের মধ্যে মানে ঘর বাড়ি বানানোর যে অর্থ, তুমি না জেনে একটা ওয়ার্ড শুধু মুখস্থ করলে, it's of no use. So translation is a must. Translation meaning you must know the meaning of the vocabulary of the words you get every day in your lessons, in your textbooks. Now most of them, তাদের অধিকাংশ, ওই সেই শিয়ালদের অধিকাংশ agreed. Agreed means সম্মত হলো. Their tails. তার মানে appropriate বোঝা যাচ্ছে to cut their tails or to cut off their tails. No problem. Because in order to show you the example, okay, so infinitive phrase is very easy. Just use to plus verb on the basis of the meaning of the total sentence. Because when using modifier, don't get puzzled. যে একদম কিংকর্তব্য বিমূঢ় হতাশ হওয়ার কিছু নেই। There is nothing to be disappointed. Try to understand the question, what is sought. If the question demands claims, asks you to use infinitive phrase, so you must use 2 plus 1 without fail. Let us go for another modifier, because there are different kinds of modifiers. For example, there may be infinitive phrase, or there may be infinitive modifier, requirement. Let us go for another intensifier. Intensifier. Something or somebody that এটার মানেটা কি? Something or somebody that intensifies. এটাকেই বলে intensifier. Now, intensifier means যেটা তীব্র, তীব্রতা সৃষ্টি করে, যে তীব্রকারী, তীব্রতা প্রদানকারী। তাহলে ইন্টেন্সিফিকেশন, ইন্টেন্সিফিকেশন, এটার বাংলা অর্থ কি? যে তীব্রকরণ। ওকে, তীব্রকরণ, you can say তীব্রকরণ। Intensified, past tense or past participle. What has been intensified, যেটা তীব্র করা হয়েছে। However, intensifier গুলো কি? What are the intensifiers? Normally, there are different kinds of intensifiers. Adverb intensifiers. Okay. For example, very. So after very, we can use adjective. For example, very tired. For example, very happy, etc. Okay. Or we can say normally extremely, or we can say fully. Normally adverbs or different kinds of intensifiers we can use. What sharpens, strengthens, augments, okay, deepens something. Let us go for the example. There are different kinds of intensifiers. We'll use the examples for your better understanding. Let us go for the now. This is Borishal board. Because our time is limited in the classroom, when we'll get you physically present, so we'll have a lot of interactions, and instantly we'll be there to give you instant replies or answers or solutions to the problems you have understanding this. So a village doctor is a familiar person in the rural areas of Bangladesh. This is the common picture, because MBBS doctors, they are not interested to work in the village, to stay with the villagers. This is the common psychological barrier, because everybody longs to stay the furnished life, what is available in the city life. Okay, and there is a gulf of difference between city life and village life. You know the problems of village life or rural life. So there are some doctors. Okay, normally they are the medicine sellers. They have got dispensary or they have got their own medicine shops, which is normally known to be pharmacy. However, so if village doctor is dash familiar, so whenever intensifier, you have to use intensifier, okay, as modifier. Intensifier, যেটাকে জোরালো ভাবে to give the meaning emphatically, জোরালো অর্থ প্রকাশ করে, and especially before adjective. Normally যেটা হয় intensifier plus adjective, অর্থাৎ যে অ্যাডজেক্টিভটা আছে familiar, before adjective normally intensifier is sought, এটাই চাওয়া হয়. So here a village doctor is a person in the rural areas of Bangladesh. So what we can use? We can use very, that is easy. Okay, what intensifies the adjective familiar? A village doctor is a very familiar person in the rural areas of Bangladesh. So this is not so difficult for you. I think understanding the example is better for you than studying the theoretical aspects of grammar. Okay. Or you can say widely familiar instead of very familiar, মানে বেশ পরিচিত. So we can use widely, ব্যাপকভাবে পরিচিত, widely familiar, widely known, etc. Now, better to be acquainted with some intensifiers. I mean examples of intensifiers. Intensifiers গুলো কি কি? Let us see some examples. We'll take the examples. I mean we'll take the examples of intensifiers from here and fill in the blanks. Let us see. Okay, for example, extremely. Okay, or only, or strongly, completely. Normally, ly, adverb, you can say. Highly. I mean, these intensify, these give extra, what should I say, importance or extra weight of the meaning. Highly, really, so, very, true, or you can say deeply, or we can say extraordinarily, anything. Let us go to the examples. A village doctor, if we say a village doctor is a dash familiar person in the rural areas of Bangladesh, we can use only very, it gives exact meaning. But if we say other words, I think it's not going to give that exact meaning. Okay. For example, another, this is Rajshahi board. Rajshahi board, let us see. She felt dash weak, comma, almost giving up hope. So especially this sentence, she felt weak. The main feature of using intensifier is intensifier user ব্যবহার করার মূল বৈশিষ্ট্য হচ্ছে এগুলো পরে অ্যাডজেক্টিভ হবে, অর্থাৎ অ্যাডজেক্টিভের পূর্বে বিফোর অ্যাডজেক্টিভ intensifier is normally used. Okay, generally. So she felt, সে অনুভব করলো উইক, দুর্বল অনুভব করলো, অলমোস্ট গিভিং আপ হোপ, আশা প্রায় ছেড়ে দিয়েছিল। দিস ইজ অ্যাবাউট দ্য স্টোরি অফ এ ক্রো হু ওয়াজ ভেরি থার্স্টি, যে খুব তৃষ্ণার্ত ছিল, অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ভেরি ক্রো ট্রাইড ইটস বেস্ট টু ফাইন্ড ওয়াটার এভরিওয়্যার, অ্যান্ড সাডেনলি দ্য ক্রো স এ জার, but the water level was so low that it was not possible on its part to get to the water easily. So the crow, picked some pebbles and threw inside the jar, and the water level, rose high. So here we find the creativity or the intellect of a bird. সেই পাখিটার গল্প, বার্ডের গল্প। তো যখন সে চেষ্টা করলো, সে মানে এখানে সেখানে পানি খুঁজছে, she felt weak, almost giving up hope, প্রায় আশা ছেড়ে দিয়েছিল, সে পানি পাবে না। সেই কাকের গল্প থেকে শিটা নেওয়া হয়েছে। she means here the crow. For example, you can, for your better, the crow. The crow felt weak. Now what you can think suitable, we can think that এখানে আমরা উল্লেখ করতে পারি she felt weak, so better is extremely চমৎকার, it suits, suitable adverb, এটাকে ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার না বলে যদি প্রশ্ন করা হতো যে সুইটেবল অ্যাডভার্ব ইউজ করো, তাহলে হয়তো তোমরা you could understand it easily. সুতরাং সেই সুইটেবল অ্যাডভার্ব extremely we can use it. She felt extremely weak, অত্যন্ত মানে দুর্বল হয়েছিল, almost giving up hope. Sir, you feel strongly? No, it doesn't give the suitable meaning. Strongly weak হয় না, this is contradictory. This are strongly avoid adverb? No, weak and strongly, so these are contradictory words. So better extremely, only no, only to appropriate না, strongly appropriate না, completely weak পুরোপুরি ভাবে দুর্বল, to some extent it can be considered, highly এটা পজিটিভ অর্থে, নেগেটিভ অর্থে নরমালি, really you can say যে she felt really weak, এখানে আমরা extremely পরিবর্তে যদি really লিখি, if we give this intensifier তাহলে it can work, really so weak, you can also use so weak, no problem, but deeply weak হয় না কখনো, যে গভীরভাবে দুর্বল, so deeply has got another meaning, it's related to heart or thinking aspects. So better is she felt, if you write she felt extremely weak, she felt very weak, really weak, so weak, all these are appropriate. So from these examples we can use different intensifiers having suitable meaning, সুন্দর একটা অর্থ থাকতে হবে। তার মানে মডিফায়ার বলতে আমরা এমন কিছু সুন্দর অর্থবোধক শব্দ বা বাক্যাংশ বোঝাই। Okay. Dhaka port. Dhaka port, your port. This is 2/1/2017 এসছে। কি এসছে? He is. এখানে ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার ইউজ করতে হবে। Devoted to God. Now, here are the examples of intensifier as modifiers. এই যে modifier, intensifier, modifier আমাদেরকে তুলে নিতে হবে. We have to pick up from this list normally because these are commonly used in your exam affairs. So he is devoted. This is past participle adjective. A devoted means এটা ডিভোশন বা ডিভোট থেকে এসেছে, ডিভোটি ভক্ত, ডিভোশন ভক্তি, and devoted অনুরক্ত বা ভক্ত. So this is adjective, for example. And before adjective, adverbs are the best, additions. সাধারণত adjective-এর পূর্বে, this is the common grammar law of using, intensifiers or adverbs before adjective. লালের সাথে সবুজের যেমন একটা সম্মিলন ভালো লাগে, what reflects our national, flag. Okay, that is the sign of our individual, independent, country in the globe. ঠিক, he is devoted. এখন সে অনুরক্ত to God. What we can say? If we say he is extremely devoted, yes, we can use it. Extremely, মানে খুব গভীরভাবে অনুরক্ত. We can say only it is, it doesn't appear to be suitable. এটা কিন্তু suitable হচ্ছে না, only, শুধুমাত্র. Strongly devoted to some extent it can be considered. Completely, পুরোপুরি, yes, we can use it. Highly devoted, better, really devoted, we can say. Very devoted, we can say. Or so devoted. So better, he is extremely devoted, completely devoted, really devoted. Okay. Or deeply devoted, if we say, both, appear to be of similar meanings. একই অর্থ. But with the teacher, you are generous enough to consider your placing of the words, intensifier. However, normally, what suits the adjective properly, as per the meaning of the whole sentence from the beginning to the end, সেই বিবেচনায় আমরা নির্দিষ্ট কতগুলো ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার, বিশেষ করে অ্যাডভার্ব থেকে অ্যাডজেক্টিভের পূর্বে ব্যবহার করব। Another, this is Kumilla Road, and 2016 they became dash dear and friendly to us. এখন ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার ইউজ করতে হবে। ইউজ ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার বিফোর অ্যাডজেক্টিভ অর অ্যাডজেক্টিভ ফ্রেজ। এখন নাও দিস ইজ অ্যাডজেক্টিভ, ডিয়ার অ্যান্ড ফ্রেন্ডলি, মানে খুবই সুপ্রিয় এবং বন্ধুবৎসল, নিকটতম, নিকটজন। ইট ইন্ডিকেটস hearty attachment. Okay, dear and friendly is not physical attachment, it's something hearty attachment, roidik, hridoyer kachakachi. So they became dear and friendly to us. This is taken from a story that you see somebody has happened to visit a certain place, and there came some birds. seagulls or the birds, and the passengers or the people abroad, okay, in the ship, they started giving different food items to the birds. So normally this is the common experience of the mariners or the persons who work you see in different ships. They have the experience that whenever they are on board, I mean they are on the sea, different birds follow them. So normally the navy people or the passengers or the sea dwellers, they offer different kinds of food items like biscuits or anything. So the birds normally become closer to them, because birds are animals. Birds are they have lives. So anything, especially beasts and birds or the living animals, they need food items. We are fond of having foods. Without food, our life is is of no value. So here they means those birds, they became dear and friendly to us. তারা আমাদের খুব বন্ধুবৎসল হয়ে গেল. So what we can use from this list of intensifiers, এখান থেকে আমরা নিতে পারি, আমার এটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ কিনা বোর্ডে? হ্যাঁ. So they became, we can use extremely মানে অতিরিক্ত, you can give you marks. Strongly, no, completely, better is very, they became very dear. This is easy. Very is commonly used as intensifier before adjectives. Normally, we can say they became really dear. They became in তারা হয়ে গেল, become সেই তারা হয়েছিল বা হয়ে গেল. Really so dear and friendly, you can use so. No problem. We'll give you marks. So এখানে আমরা কেবল ব্যবহার করতে পারি. So this is Kumila board. First you need to be acquainted with the common examples of intensifiers. যে intensifiers গুলো কি কি, এদের বৈশিষ্ট্য হচ্ছে যে এরা অ্যাডজেক্টিভের পূর্বে ব্যবহৃত হবে, অ্যাডজেক্টিভ থাকবে এবং অ্যাডজেক্টিভের পূর্বে অ্যাডভার্ব, এই অ্যাডভার্ব গুলো ব্যবহৃত হবে. These adverbs are called normally intensifiers. This is Joshua board. Joshua. In our country, it's a vast subject. So one class is not enough. You have to attend so many classes, and inshallah by the grace of the Almighty, maybe the ending week of this month we'll have. Okay, this is the last example. I think you have got bored because there are so many examples. Example is better than perception or theory. This is my last example. In our country, the number of qualified doctors is dash few. Now we have to use intensifier here. I think this is very easy for you. Okay, in our country, আমাদের দেশে, okay, the number of qualified doctors দের সংখ্যা is dash few. What you can say? We can use very. So my dear students, in fact, first learning or while solving the problems of modifiers in the question paper, don't get disheartened. তোমাদের মনে রাখতে হবে যে কি চাচ্ছে, সেখানে কি ইনফিনিটিভ চাচ্ছে, নাকি সেখানে ইন্টেন্সিফায়ার চাচ্ছে, না সেখানে কোয়ান্টিফায়ার চাচ্ছে, না সেখানে ডিটারমিনার চাচ্ছে, because there are different kinds of modifiers. In the classroom we'll have very expensive presentation. So thank you very much. Just try to understand what is delivered before you and follow the board questions for your better understanding about the nature of the questions. Wish you best luck.